Hey folks, welcome back to the Lone Pine Tarot, or of course, welcome to Lone Pine Tarot for the very first time if you are brand new here. Thank you so much for joining me today for a good old-fashioned touch base with our spirit guides. Basically, we're just asking them today, what is the most important message for you to know right now? Also, just quick little forewarning. I apologize if you do hear some noise in the background. I'm recording at a very different time of day than I normally do, and my neighbor has some construction going on. So if you hear banging, things like that, that's what's going on. It's just noises of suburbia. So without further ado, let us choose our pile leaders to pick our messages with. So connecting with our spirit guides, please guide us to the right cards for everyone to choose their message with. Thank you. Okay, that's for pile 1. Pile 2. There we go. And for pile 3, I'm feeling this one back here. All right, let's unveil the cards together. So for pile 1 today, your leader from the Pastoral Tarot is, oh beautiful, we have the Star. So 2 figures that are looking at the Milky Way. Very beautiful. For pile 2 today, your leader is the Fool, another major arcana. It looks like a boy exploring with a dog behind him in the woods. That looks like a fun adventure. Okay, and last but not least, of course, for our wonderful pile 3, your leader today from the Tarot or Pastoral Tarot, I should say, is the Emperor. Yet another major arcana. So everything's major arcana today for some reason. Seems like we might get some pivotal messages. So it looks like a shepherd with his sheep. So just to reiterate, pile 1 is the Star, pile 2 is the Fool, and pile 3 is the Emperor. Though, as I always say, you're welcome to pause right now and look at the cards a little bit more if you need more time to decide what pile you are drawn to most. If you're brand new to pick a card readings, you're not sure, well, how do I pick? My suggestion is a little quick meditative moment I like to guide us through. So close your eyes. Draw in a deep, cleansing breath. Imagine light filling your lungs. Hold it for just a few moments. And then when you breathe back out again, open your eyes, and where are they drawn first? What feels right in your gut? And that is the pile I recommend you pick. Now, just a reminder, 1, pile 2, and pile 3. But whatever your method, when you're ready, drop down to the description box below or the top pinned comment beneath the video. Find the timestamp there for your pile, and I'll see you in our little chat about important message from your spirit guides. What do they want you to know most right now? See you there. Hello there, my wonderful pile number 1. Welcome today to your pick a card reading of a message from your spirit guides. Pretty straightforward. And as you recall, of course, you were drawn to the very beautiful The Star card from the Pastoral Tarot as your pile leader. So usually we put your pile leader over here to the left, but being a landscape card, I'm going to put it up here today. Now, to begin, I want to draw some tarot cards from the other tarot deck we're using today to get more context from what it is your spirit guides want to talk to you about today. So, calling on spirit guides for pile 1 collectively. What is it that you would like to talk to them about? What do you want them to know? Thank you. 5 cards, please. And it's very interesting, pile 1, because the Star, if you're not familiar with that card and what it means in tarot, tends to draw the keywords hope, having faith in something, hoping that something works out. So I don't know if you've been kind of worried lately about like a project going well or a goal you have in mind and attaining it, or maybe you've just been kind of losing hope or faith in things recently in general. So that is possibly part of what your spirit guides want to talk to you about today because you were drawn to that card as your pile leader. But, of course, let's get more context with the other cards. So first up, we have the King of Wands. Okay, and a King of Wands is someone that has vast confidence in things, someone who has charisma, someone who is ambitious, things like that. I mean, you can even see he's going through the water. There's snakes, there's gators. He's going through and he's treading through anyways, despite the dangers. Because he knows the layout of the land. He's probably very familiar with it, right? So we'll talk about that more in a second with the context of the other cards. We have the Three of Pentacles or stones. Okay, teamwork. A group of people are mining crystals together. Beautiful. I don't know if there's been something that you've been working on with people recently that you've had kind of some questions about. You're hoping that it works out. Some team project. And then we have, okay, the Hanged Man as your Heart of the Matter card. I like to call the central card. That's about different perspectives, looking at things in different ways. Beautiful. Number 4, Two of Wands reversed. Okay, now I can kind of see a little bit more of the layout of the land. Excuse the pun with, the map in the background. I didn't even find that. But, yeah, the Two of Wands reversed, pile 1, is often about not being sure of where we want to go, just like these people, I'll hold it up right for a second, are trying to navigate. They're like, what path do we take? Do we go left? Do we go right? And especially it being reversed, it's like extra confusion. It's that energy in kind of a discombobulation. So a picture is starting to form. And then last but not least, we have another 2, but this time we have the Two of Vessels or Cups reversed, which tends to mean disharmony in relationships. So definitely your spirit guides today want to talk about, well, many things, pile 1, right? But specifically, we're seeing a lot about working with other people, relationships with other people. Okay, so I don't know if maybe recently you've had kind of a general, energy of conflict in different groups that you're in, potentially, like I was saying before, maybe with the Three of Pentacles, it's like a group project that you're working on at work. If, say you're not, retired yet, or even if you are retired, pile 1, it could be just one of your daily projects you've been working on, or a volunteering thing. However that applies to you, there's some conflict in general about not knowing where to go, about not knowing how to get people to get along. And maybe that's why the Star was what you were drawn to, pile 1, was because it's possible that maybe that has been kind of shaking your confidence and your hope and your faith that things will work out with this, okay? I think, though, your spirit guides really want to commend you, just to kind of get that back to the King of Wands, when I said, someone who represents confidence and ambitions, things like that, charisma. You're doing really well. If you think you're not doing well, you are. Because the King of Wands, like I said, is someone who's very capable, especially when it comes to things that they're ambitious about. It's just that it's one of those situations where it's sort of out of your control how other people act. Okay? It might be even a situation where you just don't really have the power to tell them to behave or get along. And of course, we can't control other people, right? Pile 1. And so part of what they want to talk to you today about is really centralized on that hangman we just spoke about when we first drew it out. Different perspectives, looking at the situation in a different way. Just like I said with the King of Wands, you're doing a lot better than you think you are. You might think, oh man, this sucks, or I suck, or everything's going out of haywire, just bad. You're doing everything you possibly can, pile 1, and your spirit guides want to commend you for that. Also, because you were drawn to the Star, going with the hope and faith message again, they're also telling you, please continue to have hope or faith that things will work out. And it might even be actually multiple things going on in your life where this is kind of like a theme. Might just be more than one particular project or more than one situation where it feels like, plans kind of keep getting turned around, like the Two of Wands reversed we talked about, not being sure where to go. And the same thing too with the Two of Cups here as the final card. It's like maybe you've been having a lot of kind of disharmony in relationships lately. So they want to talk to you about that. But just remember, and I don't repeat it too much ad nauseum, but this is very emphasized, you're doing great. You're doing everything you can. Take a deep breath. You're fine. Okay, you'll be fine. That's what they're saying. That's what they're telling me to tell you. So let's grab your oracle cards, but I also do maybe want to draw some other tarot cards in the future on some of these subtopics. But let's draw the the oracle cards to kind of maybe gain a little bit more insight. So, spirit guides, same thing. Can you tell us more about what's going on, or advice, perhaps? Okay, so we've got two cards from the Woodland Wardens. So, you already kind of saw the ladybug was on top. The ladybug and the sweet pea is happiness, and the mouse and the buttercup over here is innocence. Yeah. especially with the innocence card here, pile 1, it's like there's not really, because when you use the word innocence, basically that means, you know, lacking guilt. Even if maybe, I don't know if like people have blamed you for something recently. If so, pile 1, that's basically spirit guides just saying you're innocent. Like, don't worry, like you're not to blame. Even if you're kind of self-doubting, like you're thinking, oh, well, you know, maybe I really am at fault, or maybe, you know, I'm not doing as well as I should be, or, you know, like maybe you're kind of believing what other people are saying. If you are gaining some sort of blame, your spirit guides are saying, no, you're the King of Wands. You're handling your stuff. You're the responsible one. You're innocent. Okay. And then we also have happiness with the ladybug and the sweet pea, which I also am kind of drawn to draw more cards on. So I'm going to do that right now because I kind of want to know what that means. I'm getting the sense intuitively, pile 1, that means that there's kind of a blessing coming along. So let's ask about a blessing in that area. So spirit guides, can you tell me more about the happiness? What's the happiness coming for them? Maybe 2 to 3 cards. Thank you. Okay, here's one. So the first one is, okay, the 5 of Swords. And you know what the 5 of Swords means, pile 1? It means conflict. People have been arguing. All right. There's a happiness or a fix coming with wherever there's been arguments in your life, or maybe like just one big argument recently. Okay. We'll put that there, and then I'll draw another card here. And the Chariot reversed, which tends to mean like something's been kind of out of your control. That's exactly what I was saying before, pile 1. Remember when I was like, well, things aren't getting along, or people aren't getting along, but it's not really your fault? Yeah, exactly. It's out of your control. And that also means that, as this being kind of a little mini blessing reading, pile 1, that the issues around conflicts, around arguments, and things out of your control, that's going to resolve. And then let me just draw one more card here to ask, how does it resolve? So spirit guides, how does it resolve? Can you tell me that? Draw me to the right card, please. Here we go. How does it resolve? Temperance reversed. Okay, so something is out of balance now that will be corrected and brought back into balance. They're not really giving much more than that. I think they're maybe being a little vague on purpose. I'm getting the sense here intuitively. But just know that what's out of balance, where there have been arguments or conflicts and things out of your control, is going to be brought back into balance. All right. Basically, like for some of you, and it might not resonate with all of you, I'm getting the sense of like maybe there's been like an imbalance of powers, and it's like you get more of your power back and control in this situation, and like that kind of fixes it because you're able to get like everything back on the rails. Something along those lines. But, you know, like I always say, take that as how it resonates to your particular situation. And then we have 2 other cards to draw from, at least oracles. Any other advice, spirit guides, for pile 1 today? Thank you. Okay, I'm drawn to this one. We have leadership. Look at that, pile 1. I got the sense earlier that, remember, because I was like, I think, you know, things are going to be brought more in balance. Like, you're going to get more control back. You're going to get more power to be able to get things back on the rails, just as I said before this card came out. You're also, this is like your spirit guides telling you, pile 1, that this is a great opportunity for you to use and develop even more your leadership skills, okay? I don't know if like people are kind of like looking to you to be a leader, and maybe you've been kind of reluctant to step up in the situation to help fix things because, you know, maybe you think, well, I don't want to step on toes, or, you know, sometimes we kind of think, oh, well, not my circus, not my monkeys, but this is like your spirit guide saying you're the perfect person to be able to solve this because you have the exact perfect skills to resolve everything that's going on, especially too, because, you know, what was out of balance before was the 2 of Wands reversed and the 2 of Cups reversed. That tells me, pile 1, that they're saying you're really good about planning, about helping the planning get back on track with that 2 of Wands reversed, and then you're really good about resolving the conflicts with the 2 of Cups reversed, okay? That is the balance that you bring, and I didn't even think about that when Temperance came out, because I thought, oh, something will be brought back into balance, right? The blessing is you, pile 1. You're the blessing. You're the happiness with the ladybug and the sweet pea that brings more control and balance into the situation. So they want you to step up more. Of course, it's always your choice. You have free will, pile 1, but they're saying this would be a really good opportunity for you to step into your leadership, to take more control, to take the reins, okay? Because you're the perfect person for it, as I was saying. And then let's grab your Lantern Oracle. Okay, last oracle for today, and then I will, like I said, draw some more tarot cards, but this one right here. Distorted desire, number 15. Conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. So she's running away from something. You're running away, pile 1, and I don't blame you, because the situation seems like it's just a whole handbasket of chaos, okay? But your spirit guides are saying, don't run away. Even if, like I was saying before, maybe people are blaming you. They think, oh, you're at fault, blah, 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 blah. No, you're innocent. Remember your Mouse and Buttercup card, innocence. You're the one that can get it back on track. And also, the message of conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. I want to say there's something about the way that you're kind of running away from the challenge, because it's like here's an example. It might not apply to every single one of you, but maybe you say you're like, well, I'm running away from this leadership opportunity because I want peace. I don't want to have to deal with this chaos. But deep down inside, is it possible for some of you, this might be different for every one of you, as I always say, that it's not really peace that you're looking for? You're just afraid of, say, judgment, or you're just afraid of messing up, or you're afraid of not being good enough, whatever particular fear you have. So this is a great opportunity, your spirit guides are saying, to dig down deep far inside and think to yourself, why am I running away from this challenge? Why? There's a surface reason. Yes, like I said, maybe you're like, oh, I want peace. But there's also a deep underneath reason too. And that's what your spirit guides want you to dig down deep inside to find. And I think once you find what that real reason is, you'll realize, oh, well, actually, maybe it's not really a good reason to be running away. Maybe I should be running towards this challenge instead of far away. Okay. Things like that. Okay, and then I did want to draw some other tarot cards, as I said. What were the sub-questions I had? I want to ask number 1, pile 1, why you're a good fit for this. Because I think that'll help kind of convince you. So spirit guides, can you tell me, can you give me like 1 or 2 cards? Why is pile 1 a great leader in this situation? Why do you think they're good at this? Or that they would be good, I should say. Okay, well, this one for sure is like, pick me. The 10 of Wands. Okay, which is interesting, because actually, traditionally, the 10 of Wands means burdens, pile 1. This particular deck has kind of an interesting interpretation. It's people getting along and getting together, okay, over a bonfire. And so it's like you are really good at getting people to work in harmony, which we saw that before with the 2 of Cups, okay? You're good at getting people to work into harmony. And you can see, too, they each bring their own individual elements. You know, this guy over here is playing a guitar. This guy is reading from some sort of... Well, no, he's eating. It's s'mores. I thought it was a book. But what I was thinking was like, oh, he's reading from a book. Like, he's the one storytelling around the campfire, like ghost stories or whatever. She's cooking over here with the marshmallows. Let's see what else. Kind of looks like some of them are telling a joke. So it's like you're really good about identifying, like, what each person is really good at. And I think that would help bring more harmony. Okay, and then the second card as to, like, why you're a good fit for this is the Page of Swords reversed. Okay, so this kind of harkens back to the 2 of Wands energy, pile 1. You're really good about bringing harmony in chaos and bringing planning to where it feels like everyone's just kind of walking in different directions. You're a map maker, like we were talking about with that 2 of Wands, like them looking at the map. You're good at telling people, hey, this is our goal. We're here right now. Here's how we get from A to Z with that goal. Okay, that is why they're saying you're great for this. Okay, so that's that part of the reading, and then I also want to ask about the different perspective that they're encouraging you to have with that hangman that we had as the heart of the matter earlier. So, spirit guides of pile 1, could you tell me more about why, like, how they should look at this differently? We kind of touched on it a little bit before, but... Okay. So we have the Knight of Wands reversed, and we have the Hierophant reversed. Oh, and we have 3 cards. Okay, different perspective here. So they're saying, pile 1, the best way to look at this, if you were to follow their advice, is there is a lack of taking action right now. I think part of the issue that this whole project, or maybe multiple things that's going on in your life, is that it's like things are in a stasis because there's so much confusion and chaos. So the Knight of Wands is reversed right now. But that's like that go-getter energy that they were talking about earlier. Like the things that you're really good at. You need to like take that into perspective about you know how to get things started. You know how to get things going. I don't know if you're a fire sign, pile 1, or you have like majority of fire signs in your astrological chart, but I'm getting the sense because you're getting like a lot of Wands energy, which is fire. And then as for the other cards, we also have, the Hierophant reversed and the 9 of Swords blades reversed. And so the 9 of Swords reversed means you need to look at this situation with like less anxiety. They're kind of saying that you're over worrying, like you're kind of over, what's the word? Catastrophizing, I guess is what I want to say. And not that they blame you, because they understand why you're stressed. They understand why you're kind of confused or things are confusing. It's just that they're saying you're kind of, like, things are going to go a lot better than you think they will. Okay. That's what the 9 of Swords tells me reversed as in terms of, like, the different perspective to see. And then as for the Hierophant reversed can mean, like, bucking tradition. It can mean, not listening to authority. That's another particular interpretation you can take. There's someone in this group, or just in general in your life, maybe it's a repeating pattern, where I think authority kind of lets you down, or authority is very harsh on you. Even when they don't need to be. Okay, even when you're actually a lot better at something than maybe that people say you are, like we talked about earlier, maybe you're kind of getting blamed for things that really aren't your fault. It's almost a message from your spirit guides not to listen to authority with that Hierophant reversed. That's another perspective change we talked about with the Hangman that you should imbue, okay, or take on. Don't listen to what the authority says in this situation, okay? Especially, like, if you've already gone through it over in your own mind, pile 1, where you've said, okay, like, yeah, authority says this, but logically, this is the truth. So, like, why would you listen to authority in this situation when you know that that's not the logical truth? So they're saying buck tradition, buck authority. Turn it away. Okay? You're the authority in this situation. That's why they want you to step into that leadership. Because the current authority isn't working, obviously, with all the chaos that's going on. So keep your hope, keep your faith, pile 1, and everything working out. Okay, they're really emphasizing things are going to turn out okay, especially if you jump into that leadership role and you take the reins. I mean, you have happiness, you have the 9 of Swords reversed, which is like reducing anxiety. You picked the Star, which means to keep having hope or faith in something, okay? And right now, too, I just recognized this particular star depiction of, it looks like almost a mother or an older sister showing a boy, they're looking at the constellations in the Milky Way. That's also leadership. She's teaching him, this is how we guide ourselves. This is where this thing is. This is where that thing is. That is the role that your spirit guides are saying they want you to take, okay? Be like someone showing someone else, this is the way. This is where this star is. All right? So that is your reading for today. They want you to pat yourself on the back, number 1. And number 2, believe in yourself when it comes to leadership roles in everything in your life right now. Okay? So I hope you liked the reading. I hope it resonated. Once again, I apologize if you heard some noise outside. I'll try to reduce as much as I can in editing, but that's just how the cookie crumbles when I record during the day in suburbia. So hopefully nothing was too distracting, and I hope that everything, like I said, that you liked it, it resonated. If so, please like the video itself. Please comment down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. That just helps me out a little bit, which helps me provide more readings for both you and others in the future. And as is our tradition on the channel, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye, pile 1. Hello there, my wonderful pile number 2. Welcome today to your pick a card reading about a message from your spirit guides, what they want you to know right now. And of course, as you can recall, you were drawn to the very cute Fool card today of the boy exploring the forest with his dog. So, usually we put the pile leader over here to the left, but being a landscape card, I'm going to just push it up here today. And then let's draw some tarot cards to get more context on what your spirit guides want to talk to you about. So, calling on spirit guides collectively for pile 2 today. Can you tell me more about what it is you want to talk to them about? What do you want them to know? Thank you. Okay, actually the back one is quite prominent, so I'm going to take it. And there is number 5. Okay, so first card you received is another major arcana. You have Justice reversed. So that tells me pile 2. One thing that they want to talk to you about today is there's something recently that's been unfair to you. Could literally mean having some legal issues or legal battles, but in general, Justice reversed means something's been kind of unfair, and they want to talk to you today about how to right that injustice. Second card, we have the Ace of Cups or Vessels. That can mean new relationships, that can mean new feelings that we're getting used to or we're just recognizing. Maybe it's an unfairness that's been going along or on for a while and you just didn't recognize it till recently, and now you're kind of like, well, wait a minute. Hey, maybe this hasn't been fair to me, but let's keep going. Queen of Cups reversed. Yep, not listening to our heart as the heart of the matter. Core card, I like to call it. They want you to get in touch with your emotions more regarding this. Okay, keep going. We also have Temperance reversed, another major arcana. Something's out of balance. Yeah. So a lot of imbalance cards too, because not only Justice reversed is like an imbalance card, especially Temperance though reversed is another imbalance card, pile 2. And then we've got the Four of Swords rest. Just like this couple, they're sitting by the fire after skiing, they're tired, they're like, I need some rest from this, I need some reprieve. So yeah, that's what your spirit guides want to talk to you about today, among other things, pile 2, but main message coming through is there's something that's unfair to you. They want to bring your attention to it if you haven't already kind of seen it or noticed it yourself recently, especially with that Ace of Cups. They want you to get in touch with your feelings more, and they want to right the imbalance in your life so that you can feel like you can rest. Okay. You know, they don't want you to be on the slopes anymore, keeping going down, 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 down. They want you to be able to take a break from whatever is going on, okay? And then, interestingly, I didn't even talk about the Fool yet, which was the pile leader you were drawn to. And the Fool is all about new beginnings, pile 2. It's all about starting new adventures, just like, you know, the boy in the woods with his dog trying to find, well, I'm not sure, but he's got a flower in his hands, so maybe he's looking for flowers, things like that. But, it's like they either want you to have, like start a new journey in your life, or it's like they want you to feel like it's just like there's a lot of old heavy energy going on here, like a lot of things that I feel like are holding you down, and you just want to release them, and you want to like have a new lease on life. You want to bring in new energy. So it's like that chapter is closed and now I have a new chapter. So I don't know if you've been kind of like closing a lot of doors recently, or you've been trying to, metaphorically speaking, like, you know, maybe you're trying to move. Maybe you're trying to get out of a bad relationship. Maybe you're trying to get out of a bad job. However that resonates with you, pile 2, that's kind of what I'm seeing. But especially, as I said, I won't repeat it too much, your spirit guides are saying, well, wait a minute, though. There's also something you need to fix regarding an unfairness in your life. I'm going to draw just a few more tarot cards here, pile 2, because I want to know what the unfairness is. Because especially if you're not recognizing it, that's a helpful thing to kind of know. So let's do that. Though, of course, we also have oracle cards I'll draw for you, right? But spirit guides, what's the unfairness? What's going on that's out of balance that maybe they're not even noticing? 8 of Swords, being trapped, just like they're trying to clear the trees after a storm out of the path. And they're trying to like reinvigorate the path so it's clear. There's something that's been trapping you. Okay, that's the first card. Then we have the Knight of Swords, taking action with logic or intelligence. with air element energy. Let me get the third card to get more context, and then I'll explain that more. Third card is the Seven of Pentacles. Planting seeds for the future, learning the ropes, literally. She's learning how to rock climb, right? I want to say, Pile 2, the thing that's been unfair to you is you're kind of trapped in some sort of situation in your life where it's like people are expecting you to navigate it with expertise, but they're not taking into account that you're still learning. I don't know if it's like you started a new job and it's like they're expecting too much from you super soon, like they haven't even taught you the ropes yet, and then they're expecting like miracles out of you, which is just really unfair. Or it could also be like a matter of resources, like you're trying to get something done and it's just like, but nobody's giving you the resources to do that. That's the unfairness that I'm hearing here in terms of what we were, like the Justice reversed and the Temperance reversed that we were talking about earlier. So it's like your spirit guides want to give you the tools to fix that. So that might be in terms of like giving you advice that would help you navigate this easier. Or maybe it could be like interpersonal relationship advice, like specifically like if someone's really pressuring you to get results, but like you're trapped here in the, well, wait a minute, I can't provide that for you because I don't have the resources or the knowledge I need, right? So it's like they want to give you advice to kind of navigate those relationships too. So let's grab your oracle cards. That will also help because those are really good for advice. I'm also hearing it's a good time of your life soon to start new relationships, romantic or platonic, depending on your situation. Because not only did you have the Fool, Pile 2, you also have the Ace of Cups, which is new relationships, things like that. I just wanted to mention that before. We got super tunnel visioned on just this particular issue, although this is like the main thing going on right now. So the Bee and the Pomegranate. Productivity. Yeah. It's like you're trying to work really hard at something. It's not like you're not trying, Pile 2. You're working your butt off just like the bee does, okay? Like, bees don't sleep. I mean, well, I guess they sleep, but, we have the term worker bee for a reason. They work very, very, very hard collecting pollen and doing things for their hive, okay? You're a worker bee, and it's almost like people are treating you like a worker bee rather than a human being. Like, I don't know if it's like people are just dumping a lot of stuff on you at work or something along those lines. And it's not that you're not capable, Pile 2. It's just that they're really expecting you to carve a mountain when they've only given you, like, I don't know, like a tiny tool to do it. I'm trying to think of a word for, like, a tiny tool that would work, but I don't know, a scalpel? I don't know, like, something along those lines, like a tiny little chisel and a hammer. And they're like, well, build a mountain for me. And you're like, okay, but I'm one person and I have just this one little tiny hammer and chisel. What do you want me to do? Like, come on. This is not fair to me. Yeah, so they're saying like you're already at the utmost of your productivity, Pile 2. So even if you're like doubting, like, oh man, well maybe I should just pull more weight and I should do more, like it's not true. You're doing everything you already can, Pile 2. Okay. And it's another message coming through, Pile 2 is like they're almost expecting you to be like a miracle fix for something, but you're not, because you're just a human being that can only like just do as much as you can. Work. Okay, yeah, so once again, Pile 2, I'm sorry it's such a repeated message, but sometimes this happens. There's a lot of synchronicities across the cards. Work. You're working your butt off. You got productivity, and this also tells me, Pile 2, that I think a lot of you, this is job related. For those of you that aren't retired yet or currently out of work, if it's like you're retired or you're currently out of work, it could potentially apply to like some sort of project you're working on in your day-to-day life. Maybe it is even like looking for a job if you're currently out of work. Or like if you're self-employed or it's like you're trying to get something off the ground, it's like you are already putting your all into it, Pile 2. Like, so it's like your spirit guide's saying like, well, why are you trying to beat more blood out of a turnip? Which, like, yourself. Okay, because literally you can see on this card, she's trying to grow this plant, but there's like her own blood is like going down her hand to feed it. It's like you're taking too much out of yourself. You're just one person, okay? And you need to pat yourself on the back for what you already have accomplished and what you already do. All right? It's kind of almost like a take less crap reading, I guess is kind of what I'm hearing. Like, just, I guess that's a blunt way to put it, pile 2, but it's true. Like, people need to back off of you and get off of your back, is what I'm hearing. Okay, let's grab this card too, the Lantern Oracle. We'll see what this particular deck says, because this tends to be a little bit more like a life lesson deck. Creative power, number 12. Release your alchemical energy into the world. I feel like this is a message too, that you are almost kind of like, and maybe the people involved too, if there's people on your back trying to like get more out of you, you're looking, or they're looking at this too mechanicalistically, too much about like numbers and data, when really you or they should be looking at this whole situation in terms of, well, what am I really creating? Okay. How does it feel? What are we trying to accomplish on a heart level here? I mean, hearkening back to the Queen of Cups reversed you had down here, it's kind of covered now, but that's literally what she asks. She asks, or at least reversed, she asks us to think, how do I feel about all this? What is the internal condition of my heart right now as I'm trying to do this thing? It almost feels like robotic, pile 2. It's like they want you to be a robot. You're treating yourself like a robot more, or you're trying not to, but it's like these situations or these people are trying to just fit you into this robot slot. Like you're just an AI and you're supposed to just like regurgitate this workout. Like, you know, it's like they're not thinking of you as a human being, or it's like you're letting them treat you like you're not a human being, or like it's not your fault when I say letting, right? Pile 2, because of course, especially if it's a situation at work, you know, of course your manager has control over you because that's their whole job and you want to impress them, right? But at the same time, you need to remember the human being inside of you when this comes up, okay? Especially if you're burnt out, because remember that Four of Swords earlier where it talked about like your spirit guides want you to rest. You need more self-care. You need more time off as much as possible, okay? You know, and of course I understand that, you know, we're all in different situations, right? Especially economically nowadays. Everyone's kind of struggling with money from my understanding. So across the entire world, no matter where you live. But at the same time, it's that old message, cliche that we always say, where you can't fill other people's cups if your own is empty, pile 2. You have to fill your own cup, okay? Even bees need rest, right? Even like I've been studying beekeeping recently. Over the winter, they tend to just kind of stay in their hive, and then they keep warm and they hibernate, sort of. I mean, they're still awake, kind of, but they're, you know, doing their own thing. Then they get to busy work out in the spring. They come out, collect the pollen, do their thing. To survive, yes, because they need to make food, honey, beeswax, comb, support the queen and themselves, but at the same time, they know when to rest, even with the cliche of the bee being the worker bee. Okay? So you also need to rest when you can. You're not a miracle fix. You're not a tool. You're not a robot. You're not an AI that can just, you know, hey, make this thing for me and regurgitate it out. You know, you're not a computer. Remember the human, remember the soul and the spirit while you're doing too with the creative power card, okay? What are you creating? Ask yourself that. Not, what do I need to get done? What am I creating? Think about it in that perspective instead. Okay? A higher level bird's eye view of it, not just, you know, check off this task, check off this task. All right? Also, I want to say this, pile 2, if possible, for those of you where this is a really stressful job, it might not apply to all of you, but for those of you that it does, the fact that you chose the Fool as your pile leader almost tells me part of your advice might be, if possible, find a new job, okay? I do want to ask, like, advice in general, too, about, like, how to fix this. So let's grab some tarot cards on that, kind of as, like, the final set piece of our reading, right? Final message, I should say. So spirit guides of pile 2, can you tell me, how do they fix this? What's your best advice for them? Okay, other than telling people to stop treating them like a robot, right? I mean, obviously that kind of came out forward too, but... what's your best advice? Queen of Wands. You need to be, this is going to sound corny, you need to be a boss babe or a boss man. I don't know, whatever your gender is, right? Pile 2. Right now, you're not stepping to your power enough. A Queen of Wands doesn't let people walk all over her. I mean, that's right. I think that's why right now she's reversed, okay? She's not in her power. AKA, you're not in your power. You need to set boundaries with people, okay? Number 2, the 7 of Wands. Okay, letting go, especially reverse, letting go of defensiveness. I don't know if, like, recently, like, you felt like you've had to, like, defend your need for time off or defend your need to not be used as a tool, which is, like, a really sad situation to be in, Pile 2. But, of course, we've all been in that, you know, before with, like, a job or a certain project that we're working on where, you know, I almost kind of see this as you need to be more defensive. Like, you need to become a warrior. Put up a shield. And have firm boundaries with people, okay? And then last but not least, the King of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. So now we have a little bit of an aspect of, like, the material side of this, because the Pentacles suit in Tarot is all about money, job, material things, houses, objects, where you live, your body sometimes. And so I want to say, Pile 2, that part of your concern might be regarding like finances. Like, you're afraid, oh, what if my boss fires me if I don't do everything that I'm quote unquote supposed to? Or, you know, what if I don't do this and then I don't get that promotion because they think I'm a slacker because I didn't, you know, give them a mountain with a scalpel and a hammer. Okay, as we used that metaphor before. What I'm hearing from your spirit guides is, with that King of Pentacles reversed, the path you're on now isn't the best path towards financial success anyways. And what I mean by that, or what they mean by that, I should say, is burning yourself out and being treated this way isn't a path towards being respected and given more money. It's a path to being used. Okay. You actually might find, Pile 2, if you stand up for yourself even more and defend yourself even more, that might boost up the respect and it might get people to actually treat you better. And it's really sad, Pile 2, and I hate this about our world. I hate that this is the way that it works. I wish everybody would just be 100% nice and understanding and logical, but as we all know, humans are very, very bad at that sometimes. So, but this is, you know, as we all know, sometimes, even though people should give you a basic modicum of respect, they don't. Until you enforce it and say, hey, wait a minute, you need to stop walking all over me. And then they go, oh, okay, I guess so, which is dumb. They should just do it in the first place. But we all know some people don't listen to reason. They listen to only when, you know, what's that quote? Oh, I can't remember who said it. Anyone down in the comments below, feel free to tell me. It was a quote about something about, like, people don't learn the consequences of things until they get punched in the face. It's something along those lines. I can't remember the full thing. And obviously you're not going to literally punch someone in the face, Pile 2, but sometimes people need a wake-up call to stop walking all over other people, okay? You're never in the wrong, your spirit guides are saying, to defend your energy, to defend yourself, to defend your quality of life. All right, so this is, sorry, it's a kind of a repetitive reading. It's kind of the same message over and over, kind of in different ways, but they're really emphasizing this, and they really want you to thrive once these things are done, or, like, you defend yourself more, and they want what's best for you. That's what spirit guides do, Pile 2. They want what's best for you. They want you to live your best life. They don't want people to walk all over you. They want that justice back upright, okay? Sometimes, though, you have to take justice into your own hands in terms of standing up for yourself. Okay? Because unfortunately, as we all know, sometimes the only person that's going to stand up for you is yourself. As I said, I wish humanity was better than that, but I know we all have lessons to learn as a species, as beings, and that's one of humanity's poorest qualities, is sometimes we just don't stand up for other people. So you have to stand up for yourself, even if nobody else will. And you have the right to. That's another thing, Pile 2. You have the right to. So stand in that right. in that free will. Okay? And if they don't appreciate you, don't be afraid to walk away if need be. Okay. So that's your message for today, pile 2. Kind of a rah-rah, pat yourself on the back, put up a shield, metaphorically punch someone in the face. Obviously not literally, but you know what I mean. Your spirit guides want to defend you. I almost wonder if this is more like guardian angel type energy here I'm getting, rather than, I know they're kind of like part of our spirit guides, but specifically I'm getting guardian angel energy off of this for you. So also I want to tell you, your guardian angels are very close right now, is what I'm feeling. Okay, they're helping you through this, and they always have your back. That's their job. They'll stand up for you too. But they don't have the ability to do so in the material world like you can. Okay. So every time you speak up for yourself, know that there's someone behind you, even if you don't feel it at the time, even if you don't sense them. All right? So, yeah, that was your reading for today. I hope you liked it. I hope it resonated. I hope, of course, that it helped you. If so, please like the video itself. Please comment down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. That just helps me out a little bit, which helps me provide more readings for both you and others in the future. And as is our tradition on the channel, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye, pile 2. Hello there, my wonderful pile number 3. Welcome today to your pick a card reading about your spirit guides and their message for you, what you need to hear most right now. And of course, as you can recall, you were drawn to the very wonderful Emperor card, the shepherd looking over his flock. So usually we put the pile leader to the left, but with this particular landscape type card, I'm going to put it up here today. Now, to begin, I want to draw some tarot cards to get more context about what's going on in your life that your spirit guides want to talk to you about. So, spirit guides calling on for pile 3 collectively. What is it that you want to speak to them about? Different areas of their life, or maybe one major issue you want to address. Thank you. Okay. I'm getting the sense intuitively, pile 3, that there's something sort of hidden that they want to bring to your attention. I got that sense just now. We'll see what the cards say, but would not be surprised if you get the moon card, but we'll see. Okay, there's 5. Let's see what they drew for you today. We've got the 6 of Pentacles reversed. What a common theme today. Pile 2 kind of have a similar message, although they had different cards. The 6 of Pentacles reversed, pile 3, is all about something not being fair in terms of distribution of wealth or material success or luck, or in general, it's like the distribution of things not being the way that they're supposed to be. We'll talk more about that in a second. Number 2, we've got the Star reversed, lacking hope or faith in something, not being sure about if we should still go on some sort of path. We got Death reversed, another major arcana. Death reversed is all about something needing to change. Also, that might just be the most beautiful death card I've ever seen. We have the Death Valley in bloom. Beautiful. 3 of Swords means pain. Although this deck is weird sometimes. Sometimes this deck has a very different picture compared to the usual meaning of the card. These people are laughing, but like I said, 3 of Swords tends to mean pain. Although I can kind of see maybe the sadness is like this woman is back here. She feels kind of left out where these two are getting along. Maybe that's the interpretation, but pain. And then we have the King of Pentacles, which means financial success. It means control over the materials and the job-related things around us, our home, our body, our health, especially in terms of masculine energy, which is outwardly directed, right? So let's see what's going on here, pile 3. A lot of different faceted messages. A lot of the other piles today had kind of a single focused message. I'm seeing a lot of different things from you. Now, you didn't get the moon like I thought, because remember before I said, well, there's something that feels like it's kind of hidden. Let me actually draw a separate card on that intuitive message. Spirit guides, pile 3. What did you want to tell me that was hidden? Or tell them, I should say. What's the hidden thing? Okay, we've got Two of Pentacles reversed. Something out of balance. Something that's hard to juggle, perhaps. It kind of reminds me of the Six of Pentacles a little bit. Okay, so pile 3. The first message I'm hearing for you is... I'm sorry I'm pausing. There's just so many messages coming through. Wow, you have a really multifaceted thing today. I get the feeling that you have been going through a lot of things recently, or trials, I should say, where you have been trying to bring about good change in your life. However, it's been painful changes. And I say that because, yes, we have death reversed, which means like the heart of the matter, being the central card, is trying to bring about change, but we're having some struggles. And then with the context of the Three of Swords, like I said, that means pain. It's been painful change. And maybe that's why, death is reversed. Like the change is kind of slow about coming because it is painful adjustments. I don't know if like recently you went through like a really harsh like spiritual awakening, or it could also be like a really harsh life transition, like maybe you lost a house, or maybe you lost a relationship, or you lost a job, something along those lines. Or it's like there's something about yourself that you've been trying to improve, or you've been thinking about wanting to improve, but the obstacle is it is a pain in the butt of a change. It is a hard change, okay? And that's what your spirit guides want to talk to you about today. At least that's one message. And the change I'm hearing is it's something about bringing more fairness and balance to your life. Like we talked about with the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Stones, or Six of Pentacles reversed over here at the very beginning. Plus, like the Two of Pentacles was the hidden card. It's like there's something that is hard to fix regarding like... It's an adjustment that would, like, if you were able to bring about the change, which I think you will be able to, of course, like your spirit guides believe in you with this, as do I, pile 3. If you were able to bring about the change, it's something that would make life a lot easier to juggle. All right. It would also bring a lot more fairness to your life in terms of especially finances. So I don't know if it's like getting like paid better or getting a better job or a better place to live. And especially, too, with the Emperor having been your pile leader that you were drawn to. I didn't even talk about him yet, right? The Emperor is all about someone who has kind of control or protection or authority, just like a shepherd has over his flock, okay? It's like recently you've been trying to gain more of that authority over your own life, more of that control. But I think the issue, pile 3, is you're losing faith. You're losing hope in that this ever getting better. You're like, I don't know... Nothing's going to get better. Nothing's going to change. What am I doing? Like, how am I going to get this going when it feels like everything I try just does not work? Okay, it's one of those sticky, tough situations, okay? Especially because of the Star reversed. The Star reversed is about losing hope or faith in things, as I said when I pulled it out. You're like, I know this thing is out of whack, but I'm losing faith. It's a hard change. It's painful. But you know what the beautiful thing is, pile 3? You have the King of Pentacles as the outcome card. And that means success with the physical changes you're trying to bring about, especially in terms of finances, housing, or health, because it is the earth suit. That's what pentacles or stones means, right? Your spirit guides are telling you you're well on your way towards this getting fixed. They're acknowledging, yes, I know it's been painful. I know it's been hard. I know you're losing faith. I know things are really hard to juggle right now. But you're well on your way there because of that King of Pentacles. Because even, too, you look at this particular depiction of the King of Pentacles, what is he doing? He's standing on a mountain. He climbed the mountain. He climbed the obstacle. He's almost there. He's looking out and he's like, I took all this effort. I braved all of these harsh climbs. And now I'm at the top, and now I see the stars, and now I see the light dawning. Okay? The dawn is near towards whatever this major problem in your life has been, okay? That's kind of really what this message, if I had to summarize it overall, is about, pile 3. The dawn is coming on a dark night of the soul in your life right now, okay? Things will be brought back in balance. things will change. The pain will end. Keep your hope and your faith. Okay? And also, being drawn to the Emperor card, that was the one you picked, right? You have the power to do so. It's a reminder. You have the power to bring about this change, and you're well on your way there. So, I might draw more tarot cards, but first I want to draw your oracle cards because they might answer kind of some of the questions I have as the tarot reader. So let's do that first, pile 3. Spirit guides for pile 3. Can you tell us more about the situation or like advice and factors? I also want to say, pile 3, the fact that there's shooting stars here in the King of Pentacles. As a tarot reader, whenever I see shooting stars, well, I always kind of think of the Eight of Wands, although you didn't receive that card today from your tarot cards, which tends to mean something happening quickly, like a shooting star blazes by fast. I also see it as blessings from above, something from above. So it's also like you're getting help from above as well, is what your spirit guides are saying. There's something that it's kind of miring around in the universe. Your spirit guides are trying to like get working in the background, kind of like the cog work of life that you don't see going on. That's going to help bring about this change that fixes things. Okay, and then we have the Hawk and the Thistle. Graceful persistence. Look at that, pile 3, okay? Everything about this has been graceful persistence. They're telling you, please keep going. The dawn is near. They acknowledge it's been hard. They know it's been hard. They've been with you the whole entire way. But keep going. That's what the graceful persistence means, right? It's almost like how the hawk... now, I don't know why specifically the hawk was chosen for this particular card. I haven't looked at the entry in the guidebook for this particular deck for that specific card. But what I'm drawn to intuitively is the idea of how hawks are very patient, right? Oftentimes in the area that I live in, I see hawks over the prairie or over fields, and they kind of sit high up and they wait there for a long time, looking with their very, very clear vision for prey. And they're very accurate, and they're very biding, like, they're kind of an animal that bides their time and plans things out. And then right at the moment to strike, when it comes, when they see the prey that they're looking for within the prairie or whatever, boom, then it happens fast. Once again, we have that motion of fastness, okay, or the speed of fastness coming forward, like I said, with the shooting star. I think there's a big change coming that you're not even expecting that's going to fix a lot of what's been going on that you've been trying to fix by yourself. That's another kind of thing I'm hearing, like, because I said, like, oh, it's a blessing from above. Let's get some more info. I'm really curious about what this big change is that's going to fix it, because I think it's going to blindside you. Maybe that was what was hidden before when I was drawing your cards. It was like, I feel like there's something hidden that they're talking about. Something hidden that you're not expecting. Like a hawk coming up, you know. Finally striking after having sat up on a pole for a while looking for prey. Well, and two, the beauty of the death card in the particular spread that you got today, the deck that I used, pile 3, is, you know, literally, this is Death Valley National Park. Very barren most of the time. But things do change, and it does bloom when the rains come. Right? Beauty in an area that seems sparse or dead. Okay. Beauty is coming. All right. Let's see. This particular card is drawing Life Force. Yeah. Life Force number 41. I feel like, too, this is a very major message of not losing hope, pile 3. I know we talked about that before with the star card, but I feel like everything you've been going through has just brought you to the end of your tether. And right now, it just kind of feels like you're just trying to keep everything alive. You're trying to keep everything going, just like she's kind of trying to herald this fire. It's like her spirit has kind of died, but she's still trying to tend to that fire and trying to keep it going. Okay, it's like that graceful persistence. When things do get tough, the only thing you can do, pile 3, is just keep putting one foot in front of the other. That's all you can do, and that's all that's expected of you. That's the only thing that was within your control sometimes in life, right? It's very much a message of keep walking and keep your hope alive. I know I'm repeating a lot, but lot of cards are coming out that are very similar. So, and looking at life force too, it's interesting how the flames kind of radiate out. It almost makes me think of a ripple effect. Like there's one little action that's going to be taken that will have bigger consequences towards fixing this in the future. Maybe that's part of the blessing. It's like one tiny thing that you did that'll have a ripple effect. Or that you will do soon. I could, in terms of present or, tense, but one tiny ripple effect. And I'm getting the imagery of, like, lighting someone's candle. Like, you ever, I can't remember the exact quote, pile 3, but it's like the imagery of, it doesn't take much to keep a fire going in terms of, like, okay, pretend everybody in life is holding a candle, okay? And let's say you have your candle lit. Does it take anything from your own fire to lean over with your candle to light someone else's fire? Well, no, because your fire will just grow back. Okay, and that almost kind of feels like what's going to happen to you. You light someone else's fire despite feeling like you have no fire left to give. And it's that ripple effect that's going to help fix a lot of these problems. Okay. So keep doing good deeds, even when it feels tough, even when it feels like, well, the universe never does anything good for me. Why should I bother helping anyone else? Please keep helping other people. Please keep that hope and that life and that fire alive. Please light other people's candles, and I promise it'll come back and it'll pay you tenfold. Is what your spirit guides are saying. And then we have enough. Number 20, you were born enough. Remember what I was saying, pile 3, about, sometimes the best thing you can do and the strongest thing you can do when times get tough is just to put one foot in front of the other. Okay, life isn't meant to be day after day of pulling off miracles. Life isn't meant to be day after day of never making a mistake or everything going right or 100% well. Or you know what I'm trying to get at, pile 3? So I feel like what's been going on is maybe been shaking your confidence too. Maybe you feel like, oh, it is within my control, which it maybe partially is, right? But that's where self-blame comes in. We'll blame ourselves. Well, I should have had this problem fixed by now. Oh, well, I should have done this. I should have more control over this. Okay. Especially when we're down in our life, like we lost a job, we lost a house, we lost a partner, whatever your situation might be, whatever you've lost recently or been struggling with, that can knock your confidence. But what this is saying, especially too, we have angelic vibes here. I've had a lot of angel energy today, which is interesting, pile 3, because this is technically a spirit guide reading, although I kind of view angels as spirit guides too. Kind of like an overall encompassing term, at least in my personal opinion, right? Pile 2 had this too. You're getting a lot of angel vibes off of your reading, okay? So I think too, I want to say, just like I told Pile 2, that there's a lot of guardian angel energy around you right now. And they're helping with the machinations of getting this blessing coming that will fix everything, okay? As long as you keep that fire alive and keep lighting other people's candles. Okay? And what is more commendable, pile 3, than lighting someone else's candle when you feel like you have no flame of your own left to give? Okay? It's the beauty and the magic of self-sacrifice, of still believing in good even when it feels like nothing good is coming our way. And that's where magic happens in life. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a little philosophical here, but let's ask too, because a lot of you are probably wondering, well, what is the blessing coming that will fix this, right? And I did say it is like some sort of ripple effect from a good deed of yours. Spirit guides, can you tell us, after their persistence, after they keep going, even when things seem bleak, and keep lighting other people's fires, what is the blessing that will change everything? Thank you. What's the big change coming? Nine of Wands, reversed. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. 10 of Swords, reversed. It's not the end. Sorry, I keep pausing. There's just, I'm actually kind of getting emotional with this reading. I'm sorry, pile 3. I'm getting emotional because I can tell you've been through a lot. And, you know, that bothers me, of course, because, you know, of course I care about people, right? Pile 3. And especially, I mean, most of the time when I do get emotional during a reading, it's usually when, like, past on loved ones come through. But, like, this is the first time in a reading where it's been, I mean, I, like, not that, like, I haven't cared about the other readings that I've done for people, but this especially is a very, I don't know, I'm getting kind of chills. I'm getting kind of emotional. I'll stop talking about myself. We're talking about your blessing. Okay, but especially when that Ten of Swords came out. Anyways, and then we have the Six of Wands reversed, okay? Well, the Six of Wands reversed is kind of self-explanatory as we, drawing this for a blessing, kind of mini reading within the reading. Six of Wands reversed in a blessing reading tends to mean that wherever you've been lacking victory lately, where you feel like you've been failing, that's going to turn around. And I know it kind of is vague because it's what we said before, but there is context with the other cards. Now, the Ten of Swords reversed is beautiful because what it means, pile 3, is that after we have been absolutely extended to our max of what we can survive, of what we can endure, of what we thought was the end, right? Finish line, right? The Ten of Swords is a message of the dawn after the night. Remember I said this is like a dawn after a dark night of the soul? It's the energy of momentum and movement forward when we thought all was lost or where we were done. Okay. There's still room for blessings. There's still room to go. Okay. And the hard times are over. That's another part of the Ten of Swords reversed. It means the hard times are over. Once again, I'm sorry, that's kind of vague, because I said, well, what's the blessing? And they're like, oh, the hard times are over, and they didn't really explain, like, how. Well, although the Knight of Wands might kind of explain that reversed. Let's see, 1 second, pile 3. I apologize. I'm also just going to take a drink for my voice. You're going to get your spark back. And that's going to be my final question. How do you get your spark back? I know I said before, I feel like someone else lights your candle back after you light theirs, but Spirit Guides, one last question for this reading. I apologize, I'm drawing so many cards, but how do they get their spark back? Like, what's the how? 1 or 2 cards, please. Thank you. Okay, well, that's like a whole deck that just fell out. I can't take all of those. We'll try the shuffle again. I apologize, pile 3. 1 or 2 cards, please. The Hierophant. Authority. There's someone in authority that's gonna be the one that lights your fire and helps you, that brings the big change. Someone who's very traditional, perhaps. That's another meaning of the Hierophant. And Judgment. God, look at all these major arcana cards today, pile 3. This is also, I want to say this, and I say this, I apologize if you read or watched any of my other readings and you're like, oh, I know what she's going to say. But for those of you who are new to my channel, when I see a lot of major arcana cards in a reading, it means this is a pivotal life moment for you. This is a pivotal life lesson, or tentpole moment, I like to call it, within your life. Okay, you got a lot of major arcana today. Judgment is leveling up, moving to the next level. Spiritual awakening, that's another particular meaning of Judgment, especially when we've gone through really difficult times in life, pile 3, and we have, like I said, a dark night of the soul that turns into the dawn. You're going to get there through a spiritual awakening, and I'm sorry, and Spirit Guides are saying the same thing. We're sorry it's been this tough. But sometimes the greatest enlightenment and growth comes out of the hardest times. Okay? It's like a piece of coal being turned into a diamond. It takes heat and pressure, doesn't it? A lot of being ground down. But then look at the diamond you get afterwards. Despite how hard it's been. Okay? So that time of dawn, that time of the diamond is coming. There's someone in authority that's going to offer you a hand to help you. They're going to help light your candle after seeing how you light others. Okay? Also, I want to say almost this might be a spiritual person too, because like I said, if this is describing a person, a Hierophant with judgment means like a spiritual leader of some sort. I don't know, everyone watching this will have a different spirituality or religion, but I would look to people like that in your life to help, or to be like maybe the person that will help bring about this big change that will help you, okay? Look to a spiritual leader. And that is who will help you. It's just the chemistry, the alchemy of needing your effort with the graceful persistence, which you've been doing great at, pile 3. So there's nothing on that end where spirit guides are saying, well, you need to do more. No, you're doing plenty, right? Then working on the backside of the universe, okay? Like that cog work I was saying, the machinations. And the outside help of this spiritual leader to help bring you through this time and the spiritual awakening. Sometimes a spiritual leader might even just be a spirituality in general that will help you. Because that's part of why we go to spirituality, right? Pile 3. It helps us through the really dark times when all we have left is hope or faith. Like keeping that candle alive. Okay. So that is their advice for you for today. Keep going. The dawn is almost near. And in the meantime, you're doing enough. You are enough. The blessings are coming. The change is coming. Just keep the fire alive. That's all you need to do. Keep your little fire alive and keep lighting other sparks in other people. And I promise you'll get there. Okay? So that was a reading for today. Oh, I'm still getting emotional. Ooh, okay. Ooh, calm down. I hope you liked it, pile 3. I hope that it resonated. If so, please like the video itself. Please comment down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. That just helps me out a little bit, which helps me provide readings for both you and others continuously in the future. And as is our tradition on the channel, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day and many blessings to come your way. And I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye, pile 3.